Hi again. I am back with another chapter in the book Escaping the Nazis on the Kindertransport. This is chapter 4, and it is called A Long Way from Home, and the child's name is Harry Ebert. So there are a couple of photos to start the chapter. One is of Harry at age 14 before leaving home, and the other one is a picture of Harry on his first day of school in 1931 when he was a little bit younger. So he was more of a teenager when he left on the Kindertransport. There's a picture of him when he was younger. Okay. Harry had spent 2 days on a train. He was alone. His sisters had already left their home in Mannheim, Germany. In November of 1938, friends had taken the girls to live with a wealthy family in Holland. They lived in a huge house and attended the same high school as the future Queen of the Netherlands. Now it was January 1939. It was cold. Germany was on the brink of war with Europe, and it was Harry's turn to leave home. He was 14 years old. Harry's father was already gone. The Nazis had arrested him and taken him to Dachau, a concentration camp. Harry's Jewish boarding school near the city of Ulm had closed down. Harry was used to packing for journeys. He had gone to boarding schools in other countries for years. The Kindertransport was just like those other journeys, he told himself, except that it was for good. Years later, he recalled and wrote, "We first took the train from Mannheim. Then they had us stay overnight, either in Frankfurt or in Cologne, I forgot. And they collected people from other locations, and they put them on a common train and took us into Rotterdam. At Rotterdam, we stayed for a while in the quarantine station. That happened to every port at that time. It had a quarantine station. We could not leave, but we could have visitors. For instance, my sisters and their foster parents, they came and visited me there, but we stayed in big barracks, and there wasn't much to do." If Harry missed his parents, he kept it to himself. He ate biscuits with chocolate butter. He ate lungen stew, which was soup made with a calf's lung. He was bored, as were the rest of the children. There was nothing for them to do inside, and it was too cold to play outside. Harry felt safe from the dangers of Germany. When he was sent to an orphanage in the town of Gouda, he even had something of a happy life. And there's a picture here of Harry's sisters, Ursel and Liesel, after they had moved to Holland, and it was taken in April of 1939. So there are his two sisters. And so Harry wrote, "In Gouda, we got involved with the town and its people. We played soccer against local boys' teams, and we swam and skated at nearby lakes, but not on the same day. We even could get permission to go into town and to visit people over the weekend. I was very lucky and mobile, since my parents were able to send me my bike. This enabled me to visit friends in the nearby town of Boldgraven, and more importantly, my sisters, who were staying with a family in Lustrecht, and were attending the well-known Workplatz school in Bilthoven. When biking, I tried to hang on to slow-moving milk trucks. This illegal but common practice was less tiresome and easier than pedaling on the way." Harry's life before the Kindertransport had been exciting and cosmopolitan. His father was an attorney, and the family enjoyed great vacations. My mother was great at us taking walks and hikes, and we used to go to the Heidelberg area and went hiking into the mountains. And in winter, I went there skiing with my father, Harry recalled in an interview many decades later. Once, he took the same train on the same day as Hitler himself from northern Italy to Germany. Every town was hung with Nazi flags to welcome the Führer. When he was almost 12, Harry's parents sent him to boarding schools in Italy, a luxury they could afford. Harry writes, "It was a lot of good discipline. When you went to the dining hall, they checked your fingernails to make sure they were clean. We experienced people from all over the world. They were not only Germans, they were also loyalists from Spain who were fleeing after the Spanish during the Spanish Civil War, which was going on at that time. And the school was very good. Not too many students there. We got a lot of personal attention and a lot of sports. We didn't have that much contact with the Italians, except we played soccer against them. I went swimming, and there was hard hat diving, which is hardly done anymore, in the bay, catching squids and stuff like that. At dinner, you were assigned to sit on different tables, and at different tables, there was only certain language spoken. Harry thrived at his schools in Italy. He loved studying. He learned French. He learned farming skills along with the other students. They harvested seeds from eucalyptus trees and made oil. They picked figs, oranges, and lemons from the school gardens. Harry liked to eat the fresh figs the best. In Gouda, Holland, in exile from his German life, Harry rode his bike. He studied. He visited his sisters. Would he see his parents again? Harry had no way of knowing. He could not be sure what the future held for him. All Harry knew was that life was peaceful right now, and all he could do was hope it would continue. There's a picture at the end of the chapter. The caption says, Harry and his family in Holland. And it was taken in June 1939. From left to right, it was his sister Liesel, his father, who was recently released from the concentration camp, his sister Ursel, and then Harry. So apparently his dad got out of the concentration camp somehow. Maybe we'll learn about that later. Okay, and then that was the end of chapter 4. So I'll see you when we're back with chapter 5. Miss you guys.